Hello, I am Tato Cat. Welcome to my channel. Today we're playing Ace Academy. Previously, we got ready for this interview for a very important sponsor without the help of the rest of our team because it was a bit sudden, and that's where we left off. And they keep saying this guy's portly, but I don't think he looks that portly. His chair squeaks in protest as he leans forward to greet us. Again, not really, whatever.
Miss Misaki, it's a pleasure to see you again.
How often do they meet?
Thank you for agreeing to meet with us, Mr. Takeda. I'd like to introduce my associate.
I'm Satsuma Himo. It's nice to meet you. He nods in acknowledgement while Yuna continues.
He is here to represent his team at Ace Academy.
There is music, right? I didn't accidentally somehow turn the music all the way down, did I? Yeah, there is music. Okay, just making sure. Yeah, does our team have a name? Do teams have a name, or is it not a thing?
And you are in need of a sponsor.
Please don't let me name my own team. Yes, I am. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. Yes, sir. He waves a hand towards the wall and shuffles the data on there.
As you can see, Miss Misaki did a detailed job of describing you and your team in your application. But I'd like to hear from you. Tell me about yourself.
I hate that question. Do I really? I've always had an interest in gear. I like long walks on the beach. What's there to tell? Please, why would I say that? It's the equivalent of if you had a job interview and they always ask this question of why do you want to work here? And the real answer is because you'll pay me. But you can't say that. I guess this one, I've always had an interest in gear. I guess. Right? Have we? I grew up in the world of gears and knew from an early age that I wanted to be a pilot. While a student at CNY, I began my program in piloting and earned top marks in all of my classes. I recently transferred and tested into the pilot program at Ace Academy, where I'm pursuing my degree in piloting.
As a transfer student, that's not an easy program to test into.
He sounds impressed.
Tell me, out of all your other options, why did you choose Warp Tech Corporation?
Because this is the one presented to me. Again, you can't say that. Again, it's one of those. So, out of all the places you applied to, why choose us? Because you responded. You're the best around. Money, 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 money. I didn't. You're the best around. Let's BS him a little bit. It's cool. It's fine. We all know. It was an easy decision. Warp Tech Corporation sets the standard for gear, weaponry. I read about your latest announcement of the advancement in particle technology. Some output on beam weaponry while reducing core usage by 15%. None of your competitors have made a breakthrough like that yet.
There has also been some controversy over that release.
Yeah, but I don't remember that. Some are saying using the new technology will affect the longevity of a weapon, but there's no proof of that yet. I prefer to see evidence than believe in rumors. Are we gonna work at an evil? Is our sponsor going to be evil? Oh no. I hope not. He nods.
It's refreshing to see a young person keeping up to date with the latest releases.
Yeah. I think I detect a hint of approval in his voice.
Okay, and why should Warp Tech Corporation choose you? In other words, what sets you apart from the competition?
I'm the main character in a visual novel. We're a breath of fresh air. My team is half women. I'm international. My team is half women. Is that like not a normal thing? I don't have enough info. I'm international. Hey, I can, increase your reach over to the pond. As someone who grew up overseas, I bring a new point of view to my Japanese teammates. If you invest in us, you'll be investing in international alliances.
But couldn't the same be said for any other international pilots studying at ACE?
Oh yeah, there are. I didn't think about that. Okay, question. What if I'm like a breath of fresh air? Is he gonna say the same thing? As a new team, oh no, that's worse. There's lots of new teams. As a new team, we aren't so set in our ways that we stifle creativity. We're not afraid to try new strategies. We think will benefit the team, and we're receptive to feedback. That said, we're also acutely aware of our abilities. We work well together because we are upfront with each other, not only about our strengths, but also our weaknesses. Okay, this is sounding better. And we use that knowledge to our advantage. I sneak a peek at Yuna, who looks pleased. Yeah, that sounded better, because at first it's like, yeah, we're just a new team, because then he could be like, well, aren't the other freshmen also new teams? Mr. Takeda seems to appreciate my answer as well.
Well, I think I've heard enough for now. Miss Misaki, do you have a copy of your team's qualifier transcripts?
Uh-oh, our qualifier transcripts.
Yes, of course.
She flips on her tablet and flicks a document onto the projected wall. The interview seems to be going well. I glance at Yuna, who smiles encouragingly at me. Mr. Takeda takes a quick glance at the file and frowns. Oh no!
Your team is only ranked 21?
Listen, about that, I didn't have weapons, so that's pretty good, right? Yes, sir. He sighs and turns off the projection. Oh, asshole.
You seem generally passionate about your team and your studies, and perhaps if the circumstances were different, we would consider your candidacy. Unfortunately, Warp Tech only accepts teams who are ranked within the top 10 from ACE Academy.
As I'm still processing the rejection, Yuna protests on my behalf.
Mr. Takeda, couldn't you make an exception?
Yeah, listen to Yuna. I know I forget her name a lot and kind of overlook her, even though she's actually a really nice person.
You said yourself that if rank weren't a factor, his team would be a strong candidate. A representation by you would make a significant difference in their growth and development, and their success reflects positively on you and your company.
I'm sorry, Miss Misaki. I do believe with skills like his, he will find a sponsor. Just not with us.
Well, guess who I'm going to destroy if I have the opportunity?
Won't you even give him a chance?
Apparently not.
Miss Misaki, I'm sure you understand the image that we have built and what would happen to that image if we stop recruiting from the top 10.
No, not really. You look like you're less pompous, but okay.
I thank you very much for your interest in us and wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors.
Endeavors. Is the first time I've heard it pronounced like that. I really hate companies that do that. Like, they'll only hire from certain kinds of schools or things like that. But I kind of think companies that like that are elitist. It's just so narrow-minded. You know, and that it always annoys me. Because I don't like when people just look at how good you are just off of paper. His voice has a hard edge of finality. He gestures towards the door, then returns his attention to his desk. All pretenses dropped, Yuna storms out of the office, while I follow calmly behind. So she's aware that they only do the top 10. Yet, the sponsor that she found for us I lost my train of thought. So she's aware that they're only top 10, and yet she chose that for our sponsor, knowing what rank we are. Seems not great, is what I'm trying to say before my brain stopped working in the middle of a thought. Yuna storms out of the office, while I follow calmly behind. Disappointment makes my feet feel heavy. After we leave the building, Yuna whirls to face me.
What? A hypocrite! How can his company promote taking risks when he won't take any himself? I'm sorry you had to go through that.
It's okay. It was a long shot anyway, even though we didn't get the sponsorship. I still appreciate you helping me out.
Don't give up just yet. I will get you a sponsor.
I'm not sure how far positive thinking will get us. Leaving less to the imagination might work out in our favor. Let's be realistic. I feel like you have to be somewhat positive, or else you won't get anywhere. So I guess I'll choose middle ground. We should show off more of our assets next time.
I doubt that would work.
That's not what I meant. Please tell me this is not what he meant. That's not the reaction I expected. I had never seen her so serious before. Okay, that's not what I meant. I meant, still going for someone, but being less positive. I'm not sure how far positive thinking will get us. Let's be realistic. I'm stuck between these two now because I thought this was kind of like being positive but not being unrealistic, but I was wrong. Okay. Yeah, let's be realistic. The team will need to be are all the top 20. What are the chances of us finding a good sponsor who hasn't already been scooped up by competing teams?
It's fine. I'll take care of it.
How?
It's my job. Let's just go back to campus. There's work to do.
Without waiting for me to answer, she hops on the back of my bike. I get on after her and start the engine. Yeah, I didn't think let's wear less clothing was the meaning of the middle choice. Nina is quiet the entire ride back to campus. When we arrive, she gives me a hurried goodbye and rushes off, leaving me wondering just what she has planned. Well, sitting here and stewing in my thoughts isn't productive. I have some time before I need to go home. Maybe someone will be free? Apparently not. They just don't let us get an option there? Okay. I'm in a happier mood when I arrive home. Hey guys, I'm home.
You can't just decide that without telling me.
Uncle Kaito's voice stops me. I can see him pacing back and forth in the kitchen.
So cut it short. This is the opening day of my new restaurant. They'll expect me to be there, and they'll expect you there too.
As I get closer to the kitchen, I can hear a woman's voice on the other end of the line.
I really don't care. Part of our arrangement was that we'd consult each other before making a decision, and you didn't. So how you're supposed to be in two places at once really isn't my problem.
A flurry of muffled words on the line has Kaito frowning deeper and deeper.
Don't forget, we are still married. We promised to do whatever it took to make sure nothing interfered with our careers. Well, if you don't show up, then that will certainly interfere with my career.
Oh, he's separated. He has a public image and whatnot. Married? Is he talking to Aunt Yuki? There's a pause. I think I hear her say, "I'll see what I can do," and hang up. Uncle Kaito slams the phone on the table, then falls into a chair and holds his head in his hands. Hey, Uncle Kaito. He glances up and gives me a weak smile.
You're back. How was school today?
Good. I sit beside him. I wasn't trying to eavesdrop, but I heard you talking to Aunt Yuki just now. He looks a little uneasy, but waits for me to finish. What did you mean by still married? Isn't Aunt Yuki just away on business?
Sort of.
Kaito sighs warily and rubs his molars. His temples.
I suppose you're old enough to know the truth. Your aunt and I are separated. We have been for the last 6 months.
The last 6 months? But you aren't divorced?
No.
How come we didn't know? We're your family.
We had to keep it quiet. Divorce is viewed differently here in Japan. It's not as common as in the States, and Yuki and I don't want our personal issues to interfere with our careers.
I remember the stories Mom told me about how difficult it was when she and Dad first got married. She couldn't have stayed in Japan, even if she wanted to. If you two are just separated, does that mean Aunt Yuki is here in Izukaze?
Yes.
You shouldn't have lied. Does this mean I can see her? I get it. Yeah, what? Is she just not wanting to see us? I mean, yeah, he shouldn't have lied, but like, he didn't really lie, he just omitted the truth, which I guess is kind of lying. It's lie adjacent, but it's not the same thing. I get it. I know Japan has stricter rules on family and what's proper, so I don't blame you for keeping this a secret from us. Kaito grins in relief.
You don't know how much that means to me, kid.
Are you going to tell Nikki? He thinks before responding.
Yes, I will.
Do you think she'll be angry you lied? Nikki has always been more sensitive than I. He shrugs.
Maybe. But I think she's mature enough to understand why we did it.
Yeah, it must be exhausting hiding from everyone.
It has been.
What did Aunt Yuki say when you told her we were living with you?
Well, about that.
Does she not know? Kaito trails off and refuses to meet my eyes. She doesn't know we're here.
No.
Why? Why doesn't she know we're here? Were you planning on telling her?
Of course. I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
I nod. Uncle Kaito doesn't share anymore, but I can't stop myself from asking. Since we're talking about it now, what happened between you two? He sighs.
Yuki was ready to have kids, and I wasn't. We discussed the possibility of having children when we first got married, and I kept pushing it back. I wanted to focus on my career, and for a while, so did she. But you know how women are. At some point, their biological clock starts ticking. She didn't want to wait anymore.
Okay, I feel slightly offended by that. What do you mean you know how women are? I mean, yeah, there is one. But the point is, you talked about it before you got married. Oh, at least in the beginning of your marriage. And you knew she wanted kids. You should have been honest from the beginning. You know how women are. Ugh. But you still weren't ready?
No. After that huge argument, we started to drive each other crazy. I became acutely aware of all those small things Yuki did that I hated. We fought all the time, and at some point, we agreed that this wasn't working anymore.
Huh, yeah.
And that's how it's been for the last 6 months until we can figure out a more permanent solution.
It's kind of funny that even though you weren't ready for kids, you ended up with them. Anyway, he grins.
You guys don't count. You practically take care of yourselves. I'm just here to provide the roof.
To be fair, yeah. You're in college, Tatsuma, so you're not really a kid. And Nikki is in high school, so she's a teenager. Gee, thanks. Maybe it's a good thing you didn't have kids. He laughs. So, what was this phone call tonight about? Kaido turned solemn again.
Part of our agreement for our separation was that we will both do whatever it takes to keep up the pretense of marriage when it involves our careers.
Oh.
Part of our agreement for our separation was that...
Okay. Oh. Why not?
She's going on some sort of retreat with her girlfriend. Normally we consult with each other before booking any trips to prevent something like this from happening. But this time she didn't.
Okay, if you guys had an agreement that when you separated that you would be at events, and I feel like she should be obligated to cancel this trip with her girlfriend. Or at least delay it a bit so she can still do this thing. Because one is a thing that's necessary for a career, and the other one is for leisure and pleasure. That's how I feel about that. I think it's a irritating thing, though, that they have to do.
I really need her there.
She'll be there. Aunt Yuki and a girl? When he said girlfriend, I don't necessarily he meant girlfriend. Clearly, this arrangement isn't working either. Clearly, this arrangement isn't working either. Maybe you guys should just get that divorce. All traces of playfulness is gone from Kaito's face.
Excuse me?
Well, living together wasn't working, and being separated doesn't seem to be working for you two either. If she doesn't show up to the grand opening, how would that be any better than getting divorced?
It's not the same. Missing one engagement can easily be excused. There's no turning back from divorce. Neither one of us can afford that.
I shrug. If you say so.
It's not the excuse.
Okay, that's not where
really
I thought.
need
I thought
her
it was
there.
going to be more mature than. She'll be there. Don't worry, Aunt Yuki won't let you down.
I'm not so sure.
I feel like there's no winning in those choices. It sounds like you two had an amicable separation.
Yeah, that's true.
Then, you've got nothing to worry about. She'll be there.
How can you be so sure?
Because the other choice seemed worse. Because she still cares for you and wouldn't want to hurt you. Kaito grins.
Who knew you were such a romantic?
I'm not. What? No. I wrestle bears and stuff. Yeah. Okay. He laughs.
I'm just teasing. Seriously. Thanks.
Uncle Kaito glances at the clock and stands.
I didn't realize how late it's gotten. I have an early start tomorrow.
Don't you always have an early start? You get up before I do.
True, but I have an even earlier start than usual.
Ugh. We say goodnight and Kaito heads upstairs. I go into the living room and turn on the TV. After watching my shows and the news, I turn in for the night. I wake up and yawn, and another day, another class. As if an autopilot, I get dressed and go through my morning routine. And I hop on my bike and drive to school. When I arrive, I head straight for class and wait for the professor. He arrives promptly and begins class. Well, we'll see how this day goes after our terrible interview, I guess. In the next episode, I'm Tato Cat. Have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon.